Happy New Year, which means Oscar nominations. Let's talk about it. This is the Geek Out Room podcast. You can listen to episodes and watch them over our YouTube channel, Sauceless Entertainment, or you can listen to them only on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just type in Geek Out Room podcast and you'll find us. Let's talk about this because people are upset and happy like every other year. But this year in particular, there are a couple of things that I was told people have a problem with because my cousin really follows a lot of the stuff online every time the Oscar nominations break. And he sends me some tweets or some posts or some clips about people discussing stuff. And I was like, wow, people really didn't like F1 as much as I did. That's what I gathered from all this. F1 snuck into the Best Picture category this year. And I take big issue with people thinking it just snuck in. I think this was a phenomenal film that was must see in IMAX. There's not many movies where I'm like, hey, you must see this in IMAX or you must see this in 70 millimeter at like your little art, like at the AFI theater or whatever theater has a 7 millimeter screen or projector and stuff. And this is one of those films where I'm like, yo, you need to see this on the biggest screen possible with the biggest bucket of popcorn possible and your drink of choice. This is a great film. It was fun. It was dynamic. I'm not even a big Brad Pitt fan, personally, as an actor. I enjoyed him thoroughly in this movie. Damson was really good in this film as well. Great editing. Just a great summer sports film. As someone who doesn't watch F1 or know much about F1, it made me want to get into F1. Like it did everything it needed to do. I just thought it was a really fun film, predictable, had a lot of cliches from sports movies / stories. It was still really good and it was triumphant despite all of that. And I think that's what makes it super cool. And obviously, last year, it's no big secret. I personally did not enjoy the film Anora. I was completely surprised by its success at the Oscars last year. So, in my opinion, this is all subjective, is that F1 shouldn't be as criticized for being in Best Picture when Anora won last year. I'm just not a big Anora fan. I'm sorry. I felt like there were way better options. And Anora was just not one of them for me for that last Oscar. And F1's not going to win. We all know F1's not going to win. We know it's not even going to be close. It might not even be the top 4. Well, not even probably. It's definitely not even in the top 4 best films on there, but it deserves to be nominated. I think it's a film that did really good overseas, had so much success that it made Apple want to make these big moves and collaborations with F1, and we're going to see Apple make some big acquisitions and really change over the next couple of years based solely off the success of this movie. So this movie is not something just to sniffle at. I don't know where all this F1 hate came from. Whatever movie was going to replace this nomination, it was not going to win. It was probably going to be forgettable. F1 is not forgettable. And I think it'll bring attention to more people watching it who didn't want to watch it in theaters. And I think it was going to do even more numbers at home. And I think that's great for F1. Another thing that I was surprised about is the amount of, well, actually, two things I'm surprised about, really. The amount of no love for The Smashing Machine, starring Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, and Eddington, starring Joaquin Phoenix. I those two films I really enjoyed this year. They're actually in my top 10 favorite films of last year, and to see it getting little to no love is really unfortunate. I felt like I knew Eddington was doomed in terms of award recognition because of the time it came out. It came out in the summer between, I think, Superman and Fantastic Four And Pedro Pascal was on a huge run with, I think it was called The Mentalist or the Materialist or something. Fantastic Four, Eddington, and I think one other film or something like that. So there was a lot going against Eddington, and it was not received very well, and a lot of people just didn't watch it, and I get it. But I honestly, this is coming from Oscar-winning actor Joaquin Phoenix, who had amazing roles prior to Eddington. I honestly believe Eddington was one of his best acting performances in his entire career. People can walk me to the plank for this take. I don't care. I think it was one of his best performances. Is this film a mess? Yes. Is it chaotic as hell? Yes. And usually I would not like a film that's this over the place and disjointed. But man, this film just had me hooked. It felt like every phase felt like a different film. And usually that's a disaster. And maybe that's why a lot of people didn't like it, or the pretentious people really don't like it, and all that other stuff. It's not well received. I get it. But man, if you haven't seen Eddington, is a film about the chaos that was 2020. And yeah, could there have been a different take to really approach and really dissect how COVID, the peak of the pandemic was for a small town like that? Sure. But this film, it was literally, and when I say it was 3 different films in one, it really was. You had like a COVID 2020 period piece film, if that makes sense. And then it's been a while since I watched this movie twice. It was just 3 different films, dude. The last act turned into this neo-Western action film. You know, so like the first act felt like a period piece political drama, if that makes sense, about 2020. Like, that's what it felt like. The middle felt like some cultist conspiracy theory film, and then the last one turned to like a Western film, and then the epilogue felt somehow tied all of it together, and it was just so funny. It was just funny. It was action-packed at the end. It had amazing performances, dude. It just had amazing performances across the board. And there's this moment in the film, and I'm going to spoil it. No, maybe I shouldn't. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. There's a moment in the film where Pedro Pascal slaps Joaquin Phoenix's character. And that moment was so beautiful. It was such because of what directly leads after this for the rest of the film. That's why that moment was just a beautiful moment in the film. I don't want to spoil the entire film, but it was just a really great moment in the film. And it just turns the film into a different gear, and it doesn't stop for the rest of the movie. And there's no way going into this film I would have predicted that. I'm Eddington's #1 fan, and I cannot wait to get that thing physically, because I'm going to watch it again, and it's a really interesting film that I really enjoyed. I cannot lie to you. Like, I just really enjoyed it. And the end of the film, to me, was superb, and it made the entire thing worth it, even though I was already locked in from the beginning. It was an amazing film that not a lot of people talked about, and that's unfortunate. So that's how I felt about a lot of those situations in the films. F1, to me, again, really liked it. Eddington, I'm really disappointed. Smash Machine, going to that, I thought Dwayne Johnson did an amazing job. It's really unfortunate that he's getting no love, no nominations. Emily Blunt is getting passed over, and I thought that was one of Emily Blunt's best performances. Her best of all time, probably not, but to me it's highly debatable, and I'm willing to say it, and I wouldn't be mad if someone else said it, that this is her best performance, like in a non-leading role. I thought she did really, really well in this role. I actually liked her more in the Smash Machine than I did in Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow, however you want to call that damn movie. But like, amazing film, love her performance, thought she was better in the Smash Machine. I really thought this season she was going to get a lot more buzz and be a lot more loved in the awards category, and she's not, and I'm very surprised. I didn't know this many people did not like the Smash Machine. I'm not online, so I am online, but I'm not online like that to see, and I don't really seek out everyone's opinions on films and stuff. So like, I only know about stuff like this when award season comes out, and I'm like, oh, this didn't get nominated, or this person got not nominated. Like, oh, I wonder what the reception was. And sometimes I'll go check, or I have my cousin go check, he's more tapped in. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what people think. And then I make this episode that I make here. And I'm just like, yo, I just really liked a lot of those films. And it really sucks. Marty Supreme, loved the movie, saw it in 70 millimeter, loved it even more. Loved it on the second showing, which was the 70 millimeter showing in the AFI theater. And yeah, I thought it was an amazing film. Sinners is really the next part of the story. Sinners getting, was it 16 nominations? Great. I know it has other categories. Like, I want to do as much wins as possible. I need to see Ryan Coogler on stage, and I need to see Michael B. Jordan on stage. I'm forgetting her name. I'm so sorry. The woman that played Smoke's girl, and I'm so sorry for forgetting her name. But she's been nominated. Win for Delroy Lindo. I need him up there, and this is gonna be a hot take. I thought he was way better and way more impactful in The Five Bloods than this film. I think this film is going to be, don't get me wrong, he's amazing in Sinners. But his impact in The Five Bloods, to me, carried that movie. And his performance was so overshadowed for no reason by voters that it was a damn shame. And I hope he wins this Oscar because he deserves it for this movie, but I think it's a great makeup for that film, because The Five Bloods was an amazing film, actually, by Spike Lee that got no love and no marketing. Had amazing performances from everyone in that film, including Chadwick Boseman. But Delroy Lindo really had a masterpiece in that film, acting-wise. If you haven't seen The Five Blood, go on Netflix and please watch it. It is an amazing film, and Delroy Lindo should have won an Oscar for that performance. And I don't want to call this Oscar a makeup Oscar, but it would make me happy to see him on stage accepting this, and it would alleviate the hole in my heart from him getting no love for The Five Bloods. Michael B. Jordan did amazing as the twins. I think he's getting no love and overshadowed. Don't get me wrong, I think Timothée Chalamet did an amazing job, and I feel like you really gotta reward him now, because if not now, when? Kind of on some Leo DiCaprio shit. I don't think Leo's winning. I'd be really surprised to see Leo up there winning, because I just don't think he's getting any love. I don't think people are really talking about him like they're talking about Marty Supreme, like they're talking about Sinners. I would be really surprised to see Leo up there for this. Not saying he didn't do a good job, I just really would be surprised. I really do think it is Timothée Chalamet's Oscar to lose. But man, I think there's going to be a upset. It shouldn't be upset, but I think it will be upset that Michael B. Jordan will win his first, or is this his first Oscar? He will win an Oscar for the smoking, for the twins. I think he deserves it. I think he did a really good job, and I think people are really underselling his performance. I really think he is. I'm not saying Timothée Chalamet didn't do a good job, but man, Michael B. Jordan killed it, and we need to remember that. With that being said, that's like my quick little thoughts on the Oscars. Closer to time, I will have a longer video really dissecting some of my thoughts and opinions, but this is like kind of my quick fire episode about how I feel about the Oscars and just some of the stuff I've just been hearing or feeling. Like, I'm just really surprised to hear the hate for F1, the Smash Machine, and for Sinners. But now, I mean, Oscars showed love now, but for like the months leading up to this, a lot of hate for Sinners, and I'm really happy that the Oscars did right by nominating them for the record, because it was truly a phenomenal film that I don't know why people try to act like it's not. And yeah, and Eddington, man, damn. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts about who you want winning in some of these categories. Who are you thinking? Who are you sad not to see? Who are you mad to see? Who would you replace? All those different things. Let your hot issues be known. See you in the next one. Keep geeking out. Peace.